Workplace bullying is said to cost Australia between $6 and $36 billion a year, and that's just the financial toll, let alone the misery it causes. A federal parliamentary inquiry is currently looking at how to reduce bullying in the workplace. Heather Hewitt reports on one shocking case.
At the end of last year, Nick Clements thought a promising career as a diesel mechanic at a local farm machinery firm lay ahead of him. He'd just completed Year 12, got his driver's licence, and now the apprenticeship of his dreams was in the offing.
I saw an advert in the paper, in the local paper, and then I got an interview and they told me to come back after Christmas for a 2-week trial.
Were you excited about getting the 2-week trial?
Yes, because I really like the agricultural industry and tractors and all.
It was some achievement, and his parents were thrilled for him to get to this point because Nick was diagnosed with high-functioning autism as a young child.
He's come so far, really amazing. So for him to finish, Year 12 is huge.
Nick Clements started work in early January here at Horsler's farm machinery dealership in Shepparton in the heart of Victoria's Goulburn Valley. At first, Nick was loving the job, but after a few days, says he started to feel uncomfortable about the workplace culture and the behaviour of a third-year mechanic.
What was he doing?
I just like sexual comments and saying that he could bash me and just trying to put just fear into me, I guess.
That apprentice was Nathan Frizzle, who Nick Clements says liked to spray highly flammable cleansing solvents at his juniors.
Well, he'd just walk past and give someone a quick spurt with the solvent bottle.
But it went a step further with shocking consequences when Nick Clements was 9 days into his work trial.
So there was no one else, no supervisors or that day. It was just me, the guy and the other apprentice. And I asked him I finished washing the car, what to do next. And he grabbed a pump action spray bottle from the side of his tool chest and sprayed me in the crotch with solvent. And then he said, it looks like you've wet yourself. And then he pulled out a lighter from his toolbox, from the drawers, and he held it towards me and said, I'll light you. And I said, no you wouldn't, because you wouldn't think that someone would actually do that. And then next thing I looked down, I was all up in flames. So I was running around, I had to get down low, pat myself out, because the flames went from my tools to my neck, because it was that quick.
I said Nicholas could have been killed. I said luckily he was very quick with putting the flames out, obviously rolled on the ground to extinguish them.
And then I went and told another employee who works there, I said, they've just lit me on fire. And he didn't say nothing. I didn't get a word out of anyone. So then I went out to my car to grab my mobile phone to call my dad.
And then luckily John was just a minute away and he was on the scene to comfort Nick because he was just hysterical.
And when I went around there, he was outside.
It's okay, because it's just...
It must have been a terrible thing as a father for you to go through.
8 months on, the incident continues to have a terrible impact on this family. Nick Clements is still getting counselling and has nightmares about his ordeal.
I'd say it's setting back a good 1.5 to 2 years.
They all recall the 9th of January like it was yesterday.
And seeing Nick in that state and said that no one else, there's no kindness, nothing in the worksite. It was just everyone to themselves and they just didn't give a worry about Nick at all.
How badly were you burnt?
My legs were bright red and all the hairs were completely singed off, and the smell was just awful from all the burning hairs. And then up my neck was burnt, all my bits of my back of my neck, hair, just peeling off and all just crispy and singed.
Before heading to hospital, they confronted the owner and manager, Martin Horsler, who they say made no effort to report the incident to police or WorkSafe, as the law requires. Mr Horsler has declined to make any comment to 7:30 about this or the Clements' description of how he handled the meeting.
His attitude changed very quickly from him being concerned to him covering, and by saying it is just banter, like it's banter and fun and games, and these things happen.
But they say he did make the offer of an apprenticeship, only to withdraw it when they went back the next day.
And he said, oh, well, I don't have a job now. So he removed his offer, and my dad was there and he said, you can't do that because you've made a verbal offer.
Yet Nathan Frizzle, the apprentice who set Nick Clements alight, still has his job at Horsley's after pleading guilty to assault in Shepparton Magistrates Court last month. He was given a 12-month good behaviour bond and a $500 fine. When contacted by 7:30, he refused to make any comment. This is a case that's horrified even the most hardened legal experts in the field, who say it points to serious deficiencies in the system. Just before the court ruling, the government watchdog WorkSafe, which investigated the incident at length, decided it wouldn't take any action because of the police charges. That's left Nick Clements and his family feeling badly let down.
I find it a disgusting outcome. It feels like a real spit in the face to see what he got.
I have always regarded bullying as a failure by management, and our bullying laws is unsatisfactory because they don't give the individual a personal right of redress. If they make a work cover claim or a WorkSafe claim and it doesn't end up because of technicalities in addressing their problems, then the person who's been bullied, victimised and psychologically, if not physically harmed, may well have, on top of that, a sense of grave injustice.
Prominent anti-bullying lawyer Moira Rayner is leading a push for the establishment of a national tribunal to allow civil claims. She thinks the treatment of Nick Clements is not isolated and that WorkSafe could and should have done much more.
When someone could have been killed in a classic apprentice playing with fire incident, there should have been an immediate and effective intervention in the workplace, so the employer, the employees and the apprentices got the message very loud and clear that this could have ended up in a manslaughter charge.
As a last resort, the Clements family plans to lodge a victims of crime complaint with the Director of Public Prosecutions. Their only other avenue is to speak out publicly.
To reiterate the duty of care that companies have to, to their employees, and that honestly, just to stamp this sort of behaviour out, it just can't be tolerated in the workplace.
I felt like people can just do this and get away with it with a tap on the wrist. It just is, it's not justice and it's not right.
Heather Hewitt reporting.